because I was like, well, I'm too tired. I'm not going to fucking Uber. I'm going to water, make my $30 today, and I can work in the garage some.
No, it's good. Yeah,
Angie
I
will
know.
probably pay me for cat sitting, I didn't ask her to. I just said I'll help, but I'm sure she'll give me some money. So
Yeah, well, I know we talked about like doing this weekly, and it's probably been a month since we did our last
I
live.
know.
So it's something I need to be intentional about, I guess.
Yeah, it's hard. Yeah.
Here, let me.
Okay, what am I going to work on?
So I don't know if anyone's actually out there watching. Welcome to what are we calling this? The Reseller Rewind, I guess.
Yeah.
Reseller
round table. Is that what we called it when we started on the Thursday?
Well, Reseller Happy Hour, Reseller Roundtable.
I think that's what it.
Well, Reseller Roundtable was eventually morphed into a podcast that I was doing.
Yeah.
Oh wow, it was Scott,
Alton, Kevin, that other
Alton,
nice guy, Kevin's buddy,
Andy,
yeah,
and then Mike came in at the end before it kind of fizzled out.
Mike has a pretty good show now that he's doing every Sunday. It seems like I've caught a couple recently. I think I told you just when I've thought about it. Seems like I've caught. Oh, let me mute that. Hey Val.
Hey Val, I sent the link, Val, if you're free, so you can join us.
Oh Val, I need to find that Poshmark listing I sent you yesterday, Brian. Remember where you said
the child trafficking one?
Yeah,
I didn't say that.
Val, so Val, it's like I guess it was the the main
tongue-in-cheek
picture, like how you have your deal. And it's like, not for sale. But this one, it was like a picture of the kid, but it didn't have the not for sale. Yeah, it says he is smart and can read stories. $5. So I had to screenshot that and send it to Brain and underneath it says your mom.
And here's the thing, even though obviously that's tongue in cheek and just humorous, like I would not post that. Like
I know.
He's gonna get some red flags for sure.
That's a good.
Even us talking about it on here, I'm like, ugh, not good.
Okay. Here, I'll show you. I don't think I sent you a picture. I found this I guess this was a Ben's. No, this was maybe a Goodwill, I think. Where was this? I can kind of picture. Must have been a Goodwill or some weird thrift or something. Could have been the Ben's. I can't remember.
What are you talking about? Is this a sell?
A jacket that
I'm
going to keep for right now. Oh, it has a tag on it.
Yeah, Val.
Oh, it's from Prime.
More of a hoarder than a reseller is what.
Prime Thrift. It's over like near the State Fair in South Dallas.
Never been there.
Players Island. And it says Lake Charles, Louisiana.
Yeah, you should wear that on like a date, dude.
Right?
This date.
Ubering. It's hard to see. It's a little small. Right here. I'll turn. Hey, ladies. Like on The Office when Michael Scott, he's like, I'm Date Mike.
Wait, turn around. You got to see the back. The back.
Yeah, hold on. Let me. Let's see. Let me tilt that. Yeah, check it out.
Yeah, that'll win over all the ladies.
Right? I got that, and I'll probably sell it at some point, but I just like, this is so awesome and cheesy. And then here's my jacket. I told Chad this is like from the this would be like the Fiesta or Orange Bowl committee in the 1980s,
Right.
We've decided to invite Nebraska and Miami to play in the Orange Bowl this year.
It makes me think of the green. What is it? The golf jacket, the Masters.
Yeah, the Masters. Yeah, like what the Colonial has a red jacket. So then, yeah, this one I'm keeping because it actually fits. So I'm like, hey, when my cousin Duncan gets married next spring, boom, orange jacket. Oh yeah, and I kept the orange Cole Haan $0 grand. Yeah, see,
Yeah, I listed a couple of those this week, which I do want to share some sales. Okay, well, I guess we should update. I should update. I'll show some good sales. We can share good sales.
So in the last month, whoever's watching, Brian will go through the timeline, and I'm only laughing because it's not funny. It's just
it's sad.
It's because he beats himself down about it. And
it's like, why can't, like, I'm really beginning to become worried. Like, why can't I just stick with one model? I will say it's between shoes and clothes and shoes.
But I get it.
I mean, and I was looking at our last live, and on the last live, I was I was playing it till, and I was talking about adding in clothes back to shoes. Well, so I had done that probably for a month. I don't know. I just wasn't happy with the results. I don't know. And don't get me wrong, I've had some great sales. Like, I was going to the bins. Like, I sold a polo Ralph Lauren Caldwell shirt. Clay was there. He's like, oh, for 105 plus shipping. I paid 50 cents for it. And today I sold a toddler or a child's polo puffer jacket for like 40 plus shipping. So I've had some good clothing sales, but man, the sell-through rate. And here's the other thing, like, going to the bins, maybe I'm just too old. Like, I'm 6'4", so like having to bend over those bins and then shuffling all the clothes for 3 or 4 hours, it was like my back was getting tight, and it was just, this wasn't feeling it, and the sales weren't there. And I know it's probably me switching all the time. The algorithm's like, what the heck you doing? So I don't know. What about a week, 10 days ago, I'm like, I'm just back shoes. I'm just back shoes. And like today I went garage selling. And
how many, where'd you start? Down by you? Brian, for those, if anyone's watching, he lives, 45 minutes, give or take, south of Dallas, right?
Yeah, 30 depending on traffic. 30, no traffic. Bad traffic, 45.
Did you start by you and go north, or go towards Fort Worth?
No, I went like mid-low towards Fort Worth, and I killed it in mid-low. My first 2 stops were great. It pretty much set the day. I think with garage sales, I think my strategy will be to hit the local ones and try to focus on neighborhoods where it's upper middle class.
Yeah.
Those type of people tend to spend a lot of money on clothing and shoes. And I was all shoes. I did pick up one jersey, which I'll talk about in a minute. And they get rid of it for cheap. Like my first stop, and I've got them back here. I can probably pull them out here in a minute.
I got to play the voice message you left me if it's still there. Here, let me play. This is awesome, people. Listen how excited.
Oh my God, dude. This is why I love garage sales. I fit 2. First one, I got 5 pairs of shoes for $20. Double H work boots, Nikes, Vans, good stuff. Second one was even better. I probably picked up 15 pairs of shoes, $1 each. KDs, Nikes, Vans.
Air Maxes.
Good condition,
nice.
Each. I was on my way
$1.
And I saw a jersey. It was the Jordan Looney Tunes jersey. I looked up comps, vintage, really good comps. I was like, how much for this jersey, dude? He's like, oh, you bought enough, you can have it for free. So 2 stops.
Wait for it.
I think I've spent $30, and I've already made my full day, and I'm just getting started, dude.
That's the best part.
I was so stoked and so pumped. Like those first 2.
I gotta email that to myself to keep that.
First 2 stops, I spent 30. And
yeah, I didn't notice the $1. You know, that is insane. That's hard to. I mean, that doesn't happen much at many garages. You know, $2 or $3 for shoes is good.
Yeah. Well, the first one was pretty good. $4 a pair. And I picked up good sneakers, a pair of Double H work boots, leather, which those are really good.
I never heard of any till I found some at the bins that I just listed. Maybe did I sell those? Maybe I packed those and sold them. Yeah, I never heard of them.
The second one was even better. Like if I was doing clothes, there were so many good clothes there. Like I just saw a jersey and I saw Jordan. I was like, and I went. It was a Looney Tunes, which they're still comping for 50 to 60, and I got it for free, so why not?
Yeah.
Like if I would have went through the clothes, I could have killed it. But I was just doing shoes, and I just probably got 15 pair of shoes. Nike Air Max 95, just good, such good stuff. And here's the funny thing. So this was at 9 o'clock when I sent that message roughly, like my first 2 stops. I'm like, man, I'm going to be killing it all day, even though I'd already won the day. And from then on out, I probably picked up another 5 or 6 pair. And I cut it loose at about 11:30. So I think my strategy will probably be to hit my area like mid-low, maybe go out as far as Mansfield, spend 2 or 3 hours on a Friday, maybe a Saturday.
Yeah.
Because you get home runs, but it's unpredictable. Like
it
that
is
supplement the thrift route.
Yeah. And we've talked about this for, I don't know, all this of 2022, that maybe that'll help like satisfy that itch.
Yeah. I think so. Val, is there any way you can pop on? Well, here's the thing. Like Claudia just came home and she brought food, so I kind of want to go eat for like 30 minutes. And if like you and Val could carry it, I could come back after I eat. I don't know. If not, I don't know if you.
I can.
I know you're up. I know you're up for anything. Like So
I can come back on. We've been going 6 minutes or something. We can come back.
Let me, Val. If you can't, Val, no big deal. But if you can, it'd be amazing. Yeah, Val says I'm the exact opposite. My back hurts from trying to reach in the bins because I'm so I guess you got to be just right in the middle, like
5'11"-ish, like me, maybe.
Yeah, probably Clay's the right height.
Because I can reach across and
if you want to be a voice to bounce off of Clay while I eat, and then I'll come back, I would be indebted to you. When garage sale today, the lady had American Eagle jeans at 25. That's crazy. I can't even get 25 on eBay anymore.
No, yeah. Like all of Matt's jeans that are that type, I like have lowered and lowered.
Well, and that's what I'm doing. I'm fixing 25 per day, and I'm probably trashing out of those 25, 5 to 8. Like, some of them I'm like, I don't know why I listed this. I'm just getting rid of it. And then the ones that I'm fixing, then I'm rechecking pricing, and I'm pricing real competitive. I just want to move out the clothing. I want to be a full shoe store. As soon as possible.
I'm only keeping Matt's right now and doing in sell similar because I only have like 165 items.
Right.
Now I have sold 22 items this month, I think. So I'm
all right. Let me hit the pause button real quick here, Clay.
Can be a voice.
I'm gonna go eat. Val the voice is here.
Val the voice. He's off duty. Did you see the lanyard came off? He's clocking out.
I'm gonna eat. I'll be back probably in about 30 minutes, but y'all carry on. And,
okay.
I'll catch up with you.
You'll get to see whether we're here or not.
Yeah, if y'all leave, no worries.
And then we see who watches.
Can you hear me?
Oh yeah. Yeah, you're perfectly clear.
Okay, good.
Maybe somebody will also pop on. I'm like, not pop on, watch. I'm like, is anybody else out there?
There were a few people, but they disappeared.
Yeah. What are you doing right now?
Well, I was taking a break. I've been sick for technically I've been sick for a few weeks, but
I was gonna say when we yeah. That sucks. What is it? I
think just a cold. I had a sore throat, cough, headache. Man, my headache lasted for like a week and a half.
And did you say you did do the corona test and it wasn't that?
I did rapid tests. My mom gets them at work, and she gave me a bunch, and they all came back negative. But I don't know how much I actually trust those tests.
I don't know, because some of those symptoms are also.
Well, yeah, I lost my taste, which is like the big symptom. Yeah. But none of the tests came back. I took like 3 or 4 rapid tests.
Yeah, you easily might have, had that. Because I didn't lose my taste when I had it, but I like nausea, fever, headache.
Yep. I had my fever got up to 101 one night.
Wow.
Yeah, I was pretty I feel a lot better now. I think it's my own fault though, because I've still been going for my hikes in the morning.
Yeah, so
So
you just
I really don't like missing it, and
I
it
get it.
totally wipes out all of my energy for the rest of the day.
Yeah. No, but I get it. Yeah, it's what makes you feel good, so it's hard to
Yeah.
yeah.
What are you working on?
So I have flipped the garage so the shelves, so like I'm facing the house right now there. And so all the shelves were on this wall, just flat.
Mm-hmm.
But you can see that there's only it was wide enough, to get the shelves.
Yeah.
But then on that side, we'll take a journey. See, look, it's like here's the edge, like 6 feet. So it finally hit me that I was dumb, because the few times Angie, when she goes out of town, for like a trip to whatever, Hawaii or something, she'll come park here because she doesn't have a garage or that's useful. And because the house is fine, but the garage is in back, 70 years old, leaks,
Yeah.
So she'll come and park here, and it's tight. Like, it's a 2-car garage, you can see, but it's not real wide. So I was like, oh, well, this will also help. So if she comes over, or hopefully maybe some lady friend eventually, then or mail order, whatever. And then I could always swing in, you know what I mean? And like come this way some, so that whoever parks on that side isn't as like nervous as Angie is. Cause I know that I can, that's one thing in my family. You have to be able to back in and park really well. Plus it just works better now.
Yeah, and I like that setup.
Almost all of this needs to be listed. All of this needs to be listed. That needs to be listed. Here's my packing area.
Nice.
Here's a cool newspaper, our old newspaper. We still have one, but the Dallas Times Herald, Elvis, June 4th, 1976. I think that's when my dad went, and he saw him a couple times. So there's really not much listed. And then I've been going through like all these bins, the totes, and like looking it up and be like, oh, is this still listed? Because I ended a lot of these listings several times, or I'd relist, and some I just ended because I was like, that's not that good, or the listing isn't good. Maybe I should just make the store smaller. So I'm trying to fill bins with newer listed, because I've actually been listing pretty consistently for a month. And like I said, I think I have like 59 sales in 90 days, but 55 of them are like in 2 months.
Nice.
So, yeah. So I'm just trying to like fill these bins because some are empty basically. And some of the stuff I need to take pictures again, because the listing, I took it off half a year ago. So eBay, deletes it eventually from your drafts or whatever, or are not sold or ended. So yeah, so I'm just trying to organize everything and purge and, make it more useful in here. Kind of, it's part of the whole like organizing the kitchen, instead of actually like, this will kill you, but you'll be like, this is very you, meaning me. I just was putting my silverware. I had like a glass Christmas platter that was painted like a Christmas tree and stuff. I get the silverware out of the dishwasher. I just put it on the platter. And, the knives are near each other, the forks, spoons, sure, they all kind of run together. So I actually recently have actually gotten drawer organizers and like trying to look like an adult. I mean, I am 9.5, so yeah. So because I'm actually going to start painting and doing stuff, I'm working on designs for the house and things. So I'm like, okay, let's get everything organized and I'll feel better. Because I've got shitloads to list, as you saw, hundreds of items or something.
Yeah.
And it's mostly good stuff like you would have, The bad stuff is just some of those jeans that he and I bought in bulk,
Oh, you still have some of that?
I do. Well, I mean, they're listed, but they're just meh brands,
Yeah.
So like I said, I'm still listing some of mine, or ending and sell similar, remove the background from all the pictures, just so I can generate another listing that day, But if I can, maybe in a month or two, some of them like New York jeans or Vera Wang jeans, I'll end it and donate, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That was that, like 2-week period where I went crazy, where I spent like 500 on that or 400 on that, and then 500 to buy the unit from Justin, and then had to go through all that stuff, you know? Yeah. And I've actually sold most of that. That unit I did end up making money. And even the crying unit, the one, you know, that Brian and I did in December that broke him.
Yeah.
Of that. I know. Isn't that the best name? The crying unit. One day I will actually get our editor to make videos of it, just because it's too good, especially the first day where we were eating. I watched you saying, sitting there about 2 p.m. eating, and he's just like, okay, so if you want, you take all the hard goods, I'll just take the good clothes. You know, if you want to do a lot of the work or something, you know, like, okay, whatever.
That's
Poor
funny.
guy was so broken.
How much did you guys pay for that unit?
I think it was probably like maybe like 600 or 700.
Yeah. Ooh.
A good amount. Now I think he made some money. He made his money back and made some, and then I've made my money because he paid me back, because out of 12 trips down there, I did, I think, 10 of them alone, which I was fine with. And so he, you know, I guess felt bad because he was like, I'm here working. I was like, that's fine. You know, because I got a lot of good hard goods, and I took a bunch of the generic t-shirts like I get at the bins and sold them to my friend Gretchen at her store, you know, for like 400. So it's like Brian paid me back like, 2/3. And then I've already sold some. So for me, it's like, you know, I guess it's money. I don't know. Plus all the miles to write off. So, hey.
Yeah.
Yeah. So are you still, you're doing a little on eBay?
Yeah, I'm still on both eBay and Poshmark.
Yeah, I knew you're on. Yeah. Are you doing more on Posh, or like if you do 10 on Posh, do you be like, oh, today I'll do 3 of them on eBay, or?
No, it's the same.
Okay.
I list first on Poshmark, and then right after it's there, I copy and paste everything over to eBay. So,
what's your eBay store? If I can find
I think it's just Vellum Milk. I don't know how to send the link. I'm still not very good.
I know, right? Okay, here. Yeah. Yeah, there you are. Okay. Yeah. Interesting. It's just interesting seeing you on here, you know, or whatever. Because I haven't even looked at I usually every once a month or so, I'd go through your Poshmark store, see what's in my size, you know, and then be like, oh, do I need that? Oh, I like this vintage 50s and 60s women's medium chambray sundress elastic waist flower belt. That's very cool.
I don't even know what it is. I'm trying to picture what it is. I have no idea.
I'll take a picture and show it on the screen. Hey, I get it. Once you list stuff, sometimes.
Oh yeah, that one was really cool.
Right? It's cute. Yeah.
There was a garage sale. It was last year. That's actually from last year's garage sales. There was this one lady, her family owned like an old like museum. Yeah. And there was just a bunch of clothes from like the 50s up to the 70s. It was really cool.
Okay. Yeah, you got like, there's a cool vintage Talbots Christmas winter sweater, vintage Nikes, zip up, Harley Davidson. Oh, Breckenridge. Nice. Is Breckenridge still called Breckenridge?
Yeah.
Okay. I know some mountains in some places, you know, the resorts change, but maybe that's a town or something. I'm in Colorado. Oh, yeah. This must be also from that garage sale, like 1970 little girl's schoolyard dress. I feel weird.
I've sold a handful of things.
Yeah,
I sold they had like old Girl Scout uniforms.
Nice, yeah.
I think I sold one for like $30.
Hey.
And I think I only paid like a quarter for each of those
clothing
items. Yeah.
Oh, I got some New Balance, the Vibram. I just listed some like that, but they're gray. There's purple or better. Phantom t-shirt. Oh, that's cool. Vintage 1980s. I saw that finally Phantom is ending on Broadway after like 30 years or something insane.
Huh. I wonder why that is.
I think I think a lot of it probably is just because, like, I don't think there's the same number of shows going on in New York right now as, well, you can't say 2 years ago, like 3 years ago. Corona just, when it shut down everything, and then there wasn't tourists. And let's just say if you and I were in a musical, well, then we might, even if they had opened up a year later, we might have, I don't know, gone on tour with one or gotten a regular job. You know what I mean? And so, and even if we didn't and we had money to wait, just think you got to like rehearse, get the whole cast.
Yeah.
Rehearse. And some shows that were supposed to open that were like I can't tell you what, but I just remember reading that were like the hits never opened. Because it just, once everything was shut down. So I don't think the same number of shows are going on. Oh, and then the sales of tickets. Yeah. I remember like the number of tickets they sell in a week still seemed like a huge amount, but it was down percentage wise, like a third or something,
Have you ever seen a Broadway show?
Yeah.
What have you seen?
We went up there as a family when I was like 11 or so, either December of 83 or December of 84. And we saw this one with this guy, Tommy Toon, who's a real good dancer. He's like 70 something now, but he's like 6'3", beanpole. And this lady, Twiggy, who was a model, then got into some acting. They were in, not South Pacific, I don't think. But then we also saw this one with Matthew Broderick called, it was a Neil Simon play, a comedy called Brighton Beach Memoirs. And that was hilarious. And that's when I was like, Matthew Broderick is genius, because I think it was even before Ferris Bueller. And then, the Tap Dance Kid with Alfonso Ribeiro from, who most people know from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, the Carlton dance. And then when I lived in Connecticut a decade later as a nanny, I was like an hour away. So I went in and saw several things. When Dad came, I know that was later on. Oh, Damn Yankees, I saw my own. And then Dad had an apartment there for about 2 or 3 years. And I saw Flower Drum Song. Oh, Miss Saigon is great. What was it I saw? This one with puppets. Avenue Q. It's like you see the actors, and I think you even see them talking, but they do like the puppets, and it's kind of like a South Park, but with puppets. And it's like, that's basically the best way to describe it. It was like some off-Broadway little small theater, but really funny. And the best show, or I thought the funniest, I saw it in LA when I went to see a college friend. I took her. Book of Mormon is just hilarious. No offense to any Mormons out there, but it's really funny. Really funny. If you just listen to that soundtrack, it's funny because, they're just making fun of religion kind of in a whole. Well, they're not making, well, they are, but they're making fun of things like how Emily, now Gigi, like grew up in a cult type religion and things like that, that they make fun of. So, yeah. I like Broadway shows. Yeah. But one I saw one time, I was up there in 99 visiting those kids I was a nanny for. It was so boring. I left halfway through. No. Also, the Dallas Stars are playing the New Jersey Devils in the Stanley Cup Finals. And I'd gone to game one in Jersey, like across the river. A few days before with some friends, and my brother had come up, but then this play was so bad I was like, I bet I can go find a sports bar. So I just went to Times Square, and they were showing it on a giant screen, so I just sat down like in the middle of Times Square and watched the hockey. And before I play, I asked the usher, I was like, does so and so happen, because there were some like really good actors I knew from like TV or movies, was so slow. Like, oh yeah, as I left a Matthew Broderick, he was in some other comedy. It was over. He was at the back door signing autographs. And I'm like, why didn't I go see that one? It's like I got sucked into like wanting to see these dramatic actors, and it was so painful. It was so slow. I felt like I got my money's worth. Especially because I got it. There's a half-price ticket place in Times Square that you can go to. You line up every day. People line up every day. And I don't know if it's technically half, but maybe. Because they just want to, they want to sell what they can.
Yeah.
So you've been to New York, what, once with Chad?
Yeah, just once.
Engine related?
Yeah, for his training.
Yeah. Okay. When was that? Was that before we knew you, or was that in the last couple of years? It's been a couple, right? At least.
Yeah, it's been a couple.
Because I feel like y'all took.
It was like before COVID.
Yeah, before Corona, I feel like y'all took one since Brian and I knew you. Maybe. Did y'all go to some other place in the Northeast, or just that? Was that the?
No, that's the only time we've been over there.
Okay. You need to tell Chadsworth, come on, you're a rich mechanic.
Yeah, well, they're having that training again this year, but I don't think we're going to go to it.
Yeah. Has he been making videos?
I've seen him edit them. I don't know if he's uploading them. Okay. I see him on the computer editing, but I don't know if he uploads.
He's back. Ooh. Boy, that was quick.
What was for dinner?
15 or...
I tore up those carne asada and al pastor tacos. My wife Claire's like, I want street tacos. I'm like, fix them up.
That name still kills me because it just sounds like something you don't want to eat. It's like it's skunk, raccoon.
What word? Wait, what?
Street tacos.
Really?
Yeah, to me, like even if I ate meat, I have never had anything called street tacos. It just my brain just
street taco is like the culture, like in your Mexico City or wherever, and they serve food on the street. There's street tacos, like
that's why. Okay.
It's you gotta get with the vibes, man.
Well, hey, remember Anglo? Not been to Mexico. I've been to Tijuana.
Well, I have been to Mexico,
and I've been to 2 mission trips right across the border. And I wouldn't go to those towns now because of the cartels. So
you were so white.
Now I want to go to Mexico City, but it's low on the list. And you know me, not to go into it, but since I don't eat meat and I don't care about the food as part of the culture, then
see, all right, hold on. Val, this is where I have a problem. One of Clay and I's never any problem. He says food, Clay's stance is that food is not part of culture, which is
to me
ludicrous.
On a trip, like I don't have to eat their food to feel like I had a good trip. Is what I'm saying. No, I know food is part of the culture.
You have to,
but
you have to. Like if you go to Mexico City, you gotta have some street tacos. Clay's gonna go to McDonald's, and no, he wouldn't eat that. Yeah, no, he'd go to Sonic.
Well, no, because there's no. Nothing I really eat. French fries
or something.
French fries.
There's no culture there.
When I went to Europe that time, over the 3 weeks, there was quite a bit of McDonald's, Burger King, lots of bread and croissants, pizza in every country. Vienna had some of the best pizza. We did go to one place in Prague.
Oh, I've got a minimum.
Amy didn't care. Amy didn't care either.
You don't deserve a full screen for this.
Because she had just come back from like 10 days in England with her mom, where their food is boring and bland, she said, and most people say. So.
Well, that I agree with, but like Boskar, she's from England. She made me a shepherd's pie. It wasn't my favorite, but I still ate it. Like,
it's now the
boring white people food.
The no meat for me that eliminates a lot of stuff.
Well, your diet is no meat and primarily fast food and processed food.
Yeah.
You need to get on board with Val's garden. Like, all right, Val, what's your take on food? We've spoken of what. No, Val's got a garden, so she's all about the organic.
I know my take on food. I like it.
any direction you want to go with it.
I like it.
Culture,
I'd probably try anything once. In high school, I was a vegetarian. I was vegetarian for like 3 years.
I respect. I mean, I can respect that. My kids, I think all of them have been vegetarians at one time or another.
I guess I should be more thoughtful. I mean, Clay's thoughtful enough for me though, so that's okay. Like I don't eat like
thoughtful? No.
like cage-free chickens and all that. Nah, I get whatever's cheapest, but Clay makes up the difference for me.
Because I do, at least when I drink milk still, I do try to get like organic, and I even can feel guilty about milk and all the cheese I eat, because not that those cows are treated the best, but trying to do my best to.
Well, and it tastes better too. Like I have recently kind of moved in that direction. The grass-fed butter, grass-fed beef, the free range. It just tastes better. Like at the school where Claudia works at, like sometimes she'll have students. We're in Waxahachie, so some of them are kind of rural, and they'll have their own like chickens, and we'll buy eggs literally fresh from the farm, and they taste so much better than the stuff you get at the grocery store. But I don't know.
It's so expensive though.
Yeah, that's the downside.
I think I bought I don't even think it was a gallon of milk. It was like half gallon of milk, and it was like the organic, no hormones, grass-fed, happiest cow on earth milk. And it was like $7 for half a gallon.
Damn, that cow's expensive. Well, I was listening to podcasts because I'm trying to eat better, trying to be healthier, even though I fell a lot with my street tacos. But like one of their theories is it's almost like food is medicine, and so like it's better to pay up a little bit, and hopefully not have issues down the road. And I don't know, but it's tough though with prices already high. It's tough.
I was thinking, I've been looking into what's it called? HelloFresh. It's like one of those subscriptions for food.
Yeah.
And it seems expensive off the bat. But like whenever I want to try a new recipe, because it's just me and Chad here.
Yeah.
Looking for 2 people, and it's like I need a specific weird ingredient, and I have to go buy like a whole bottle of it just for one recipe.
That's true.
You better like it and cook it a bunch.
I know.
Oh, maybe what you could do. Can't believe the guy who doesn't cook and has no interest.
Yeah, what's the last meal you've cooked? Not a microwave.
I couldn't tell you.
You don't cook, Clay? I didn't know this.
I have zero interest in cooking. I used to make like tacos. Like let's say I used to like make tacos, let's say Friday. So then I'd eat it Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, like 3 nights in a row. And I didn't care, like, because I had something good and to look forward to, and it was done.
Efficient. Look at you.
But and then for lunch, it was often like when I worked for Dad or then taught for years, it was like turkey sandwich or peanut butter and jelly. Then I just got sick of all of that. And then I just got sick of cooking, and I just started going through, drive-through or frozen pizza, or, so I just, like tonight, I'm going to go pick up this place, Alfonso's, that Brian's been with me, and get manicotti, or as I call it, Italian enchiladas.
It's so interesting. Val, what do you think? Let me interrupt just a second here, Clay. I find Clay so intriguing to me. Like, on the one hand, he loves variety. He hates routine, right? I call his income like a stew of income. There's so many different pieces, and he likes that, and that's good for him. But on the other hand, it's juxtaposed or contrasted with, he just said how he would eat the same thing and I saw this like when he was a teacher, he'd eat the same lunch every day. He would eat the same thing day after day. Like with food, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But in the other parts of his life, he that would drive him insane. It's like I don't understand how
I know it's some of that's learned stuff from family, especially the food. His dad, he's very much as I've told you, like literally meat, potatoes.
Well, when you eat, is it just to fuel? Is it just because you have to do it, or is it because you enjoy food?
Some of each, depends on the day. No, like tonight, I'm looking forward to not necessarily spending more than I should, but it is what it is. And I'll probably stretch it into 2 meals at least, because I'll get some, the rolls. But no, like I'll enjoy it. But sometimes I do wish that I'll be like, God, I wish God had just made us like an anaconda, just like 1 meal a month, so I don't have to think about it and just
so efficient.
Moving on. Like I do, but some of that's also because I used to eat a decent amount of fruit, and hey, it's all a choice, but I don't even do that, So it's like I jokingly say, hey, if I could find a girlfriend or wife, hey, you cook, not meat, obviously, but you cook. You're gonna have to remember, you treat me like a 2-year-old. Don't ask how it is if I like it for like the 10th time. Because you're going to get an answer you don't like, but just cook. I'll clean up. I'll go to the grocery store. I'll help clean the house. I'll do all the equality or more than half the chores. I just don't care to cook. Oh, you got down, baby. Good. I let the stray cat out. But yeah, I just don't like to cook. I have zero interest. Now, maybe if I was dating someone like, let's cook together. Fine if it's spending time with them, but yeah. Like I'll stand around if Angie cooks something for me, talk to her,
but Angie cooks.
Yeah, she does. Yeah.
Angie eats a balanced diet. It's interesting. Seems like y'all are kind of opposites in a lot of ways.
Yeah. Yeah. Like when I was over there and opened the fridge, it's like, sure, she has Cokes, but they're like the miniature cans, lots of berries and fruit and vegetables and,
And I'm assuming she's tried to take you under her wing and just has failed.
She's got me on the no meat,
But that's no good if you're eating Cheez-Its and tater tots.
Well, I was already eating that. Now there's probably more, but hey, it's a start. Because her comment that got me on off of meat was when we had gone when the Highland Park cafeteria was still open, and I think I got like either smothered steak or like not roast beef, pot roast or brisket, something. And I got it to go. And she said, she's like, that's just like a dead body, a carcass in there as we're driving off. And I'm like, I think I'm finally joining you. I think I'm good on no meat. And I did have Grandies a few times and a couple of burgers, but it's now been like, 3 years. And I don't even keep track on the little Streak app anymore because, but yeah, she was the one that finally got me to be like, yeah, I'm good. I'm good on meat. And I didn't have milk for a while, still cheese, but
plants, like there's research
not really.
that plants actually think and communicate. And if you think about a lot of like how certain plants like mushrooms have toxins, it's defense systems built in.
Yeah.
So if you take it to an extreme, you couldn't eat anything.
Oh yeah. But for me, it's the whole, as I told the students, they have the 4 F's trademark pending: friends, family, face, and feelings. And if I'm not going to eat my cat or my parents, and I'm not judging anyone, but for me, yeah, I have not had meat in 1,231 days. So whenever, that's over 3 years, obviously. It's like 3.5 years. Yeah, that was the easiest thing that I gave up.
Have you ever added anything?
Well, I mean, at times I've added in running and working out.
So the meat is a moral, ethical thing versus
a thing. Yeah, that's I just like I said, if I'm not gonna eat either of you or either of my cats, I'm no better.
Hungry enough, you might.
Huh?
You might if you got hungry enough.
Oh, well, if you and I were like in the movie Alive, where Ethan Hawke and something, and sure, the plane crashes in the Andes. I think in class when we talked about like the Donner Party, I'd be like, look, for some reason we all die together. I don't know why we would, but if you have to eat me, feel free. I'm dead. I don't know it. You know.
Interesting.
Would Jeffrey Dahmer though? How would Jeffrey Dahmer have done in that situation? Because like they were eating people that was dead. Now, would that satisfy his craving, or because he didn't get to kill them? I don't know. Just food for thought.
Food for thought.
Little Mind Hunters type talk there,
mm-hmm.
which is a great show that I hate was canceled.
Oh, you should check out talking about killer shows. Netflix. I just watched the first episode of The Patient with Steve Carell.
Oh yeah, that looks so.
It is good.
Screwed up.
It is so good.
Okay, I was gonna subscribe again because I wanted to watch. I don't know, is maybe Better Call Saul on there? I think all of those, and I've never watched that. But yeah, I kept waiting for that show to start, so I'll add Netflix again for a month or so, so I can binge watch that. Yeah, Steve Carell. Now it's so weird because even if you don't watch The Office, you're aware of him enough to know, the image of Michael.
Yeah, that's what I was telling Claudia. I'm like, it's interesting to see how he's evolved from just the funny boss on The Office to this nuanced character. I mean, he's a psychiatrist, so he's got.
Yeah. Well, and when he was in that movie about that DuPont guy, the rich guy, Foxcatcher, you should watch it. So there were these two brothers who were great U.S. Olympic, Roman Greco or freestyle, whatever. And I remember their names. And in the end, the short version is this DuPont guy of DuPont, the chemical company, super rich, never a great athlete, all this. He built on his property in Pennsylvania, like a training center. He paid these wrestlers salaries because, like a lot of Olympians, they're having to work like Home Depot and try to train. So now all of a sudden they can just wrestle and make money. But then he became more unstable. And in the end, he ended up killing one of these brothers. And there was other wrestlers living there. But Steve Carell plays that DuPont guy. And this was, I think, The Office was still going or right after. So it was really shocking, And then on the morning show on Apple, he plays a Matt Lauer or Charlie Rose type guy, like perverted, creepy, And you're like, oh, yeah, he's a really good actor. But that's not Michael Scott.
Yeah. Bringing it back to reselling a bit. So
bringing it back to eBay.
You'll be proud of me. Like so I was at a thrift store and nothing but shoes. I don't allow myself to go to the clothes section or the hard goods. But as I'm in line, there's a cart of like products they're about to put out, and I see a Remington statue. Like, remember, Clay, we were
that place in Addison by the airport.
Yeah, but that was a bigger one, right? And it was thousands of dollars, like $49.99. Like it's the cowboy. It's like the cowboy bronze statue by Remington, and I see a smaller one, like a 13-inch version of it.
Yeah,
and it was like a plaque, like they had given this as an award to somebody in 1985. Account manager of the year or something was the plaque, and I'm standing in line. I'm like, all right, I gotta look this up. And comps are good, right? Like not crazy, but they're like 80 to 150. And I'm like, and it was $8.99. I'm like, this is 10 to 20x my money. I'm like, I wasn't hunting it, but it's here. But then I examine it closely, and like there's a couple of chips on it where like a couple, like the horse's tail had a big chip. And because I'm like, that was my out. I'm like, all right, I'm not getting this. But it's hard when you see the problem being a reseller when you kind of have a pretty good, like I was an everything seller for a long time, so I have a pretty good feel for most niches, at least to a beginner's level, right? And when you see those things, it's kind of hard
to not.
So what I do is I don't allow myself to actively look. And today, and they were talking in the group because they also think it's crazy how I'm always switching. And I was talking about going to garage sales, and they're like, "But wait, garage sales have everything. Do you think you can handle that?" I'm like, "Yeah, I can just focus."
And Brian and his 12-step group.
And I did, except for, let's see. These are all shoes. I probably got 25 pair of shoes today. Except for, like, here's this jersey. It's
what? Jordan. Like late mid-90s or something?
Yeah, it's got the vintage champion tag, made in Korea. And it's a Toon Squad. I wish it was Bulls. And this is kind of messed up, and it's got a stain. I could probably get the stain out. I don't know. I could probably get $30 or $40 easy, just because it's a Jordan. But that was it. And I just happened to see it, and I got it for free.
Yeah, that's worth it. I mean,
but everything else in there, there's Air Max 95s. Matter of fact, I could show you all what I picked up today.
Beep, beep.
You said you went garage selling today, Val?
Yeah, I had $6 in my wallet, and I ended up spending $5.
Hey, well, if you do the math, the percentage on that, boy, you spent way too much, young lady.
Normally, I have like a lot, enough to where if I see it and I want it, I just buy it. But it was kind of nice. Like there was a bunch of stuff that I wanted to get for myself, but like I don't need it. And right off the top of my head, I couldn't think of a spot where I could put it. So it was nice not having a lot of money in my pocket. That way I didn't buy a bunch of crap that I didn't need.
Yeah, like I do at the Goodwill outlet.
How's reselling going for you, Val?
It's okay. I haven't been listing much this week.
And Clay, have you been? I know Clay's been more consistent. Have you?
I've listed. It's a mix of new and still fixing some old ones, sell similar, so that I at least can get something triggered most every day. I'd say at least 5 out of 7 for about a month, 5 out of 7 days, and I'm at.
It's pretty good. That's actually that is good.
This month I think I'm at 1 a day, or maybe I'm down 1, but yeah, hey, if I can just get that up. If that could just get to 1.5 even by November, or 2 in December, even, heck, I
think if you could just get that habit, even if it's 1 a day, just get that habit.
Yeah. That's why I'm doing all this.
Later, you can increase because, like, if you go just from 1 to 2 a day after you've got the habit down, like that's 100% increase.
Yeah. Well, I've got plenty of stuff, so that's for sure.
And so what I've been doing, like I'm fixing 25 a day, and some of the fixing is to delete it, trash it. Like some of the stuff, I'm like, why did I list a Wrangler button-up shirt with a hole and a giant stain and missing a button? Like what was I thinking in July of 2021? Like no wonder it hasn't sold. So that kind of stuff like that.
I like your giggle there, Val.
I'm just deleting it and trashing it. But the stuff that still has value, I'm reworking it, fixing any errors, and then pricing it very competitively because I want to move all the clothes out. So the sooner I can do that, the sooner I can get my store to just a whole shoe store, which is my goal now.
Question. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Ready?
How come? So I know you go back and forth between between clothes and shoes, but how come? Like, what are the pros or cons, or what's the thought process when you're switching?
So that's a good question, and I've tried to. I don't think I have the complete answer, but I think it's along these lines. I'm in a group, and the people that make the most money in the group are massive clothing sellers. Clothing is cheap. It's easy to get. And it's very scalable. So when I see that model, part of me, because I'm competitive and want to like prove things, part of me wants to say, hey, I want to list 100 items a day myself, and make big bucks. And we have bins, we have 2 bins, and there's garage, like clothing is so abundant.
Mm-hmm.
But when I do it after a while, like I don't know, and I think I've gotten better at clothing. Like some of these clothes, like why did I buy that? So I'm not as good with the clothes as I am with the shoes. Even though this last time I think I was picking up better stuff, and that's part of the problem. So I don't know, like I think clothing has so much potential. It's just a matter of you're willing to do the work and do it the right way. Shoes, shoes require less work. They sell for a higher ASP. They sell higher sell through. They sell faster. I think if I'm not doing 100 pieces of clothing a day, it'd be better to do 15 to 25 shoes a day, because at 15 shoes, I think I can make more of doing 15 shoes a day than I could 30, 40, 50 pieces of clothing per day.
Can you find enough shoes to do that much?
Yeah, we have lots of thrift stores. We have 2 bins. We have a flea market. We have a bazillion. Like this morning on a Friday, there were almost 100 garage sales in the DFW.
That's crazy.
and then there's even other ways to get them. And at 15 a day, that's only a little bit over 100 a week. Like I didn't even have to go garage selling today for shoes. I had enough from 2 half days of sourcing shoes, because I think we have like over 40 Goodwills, just regular Goodwills in our area. Plus there's other thrift store chains and independent thrift stores. We have so much. Yeah. So I think there's enough inventory for me to do 15 to 30 a day at least. And then at that point, it would be a matter of I'd probably need to hire someone to go shoe sourcing, because there's so many places to get shoes. I just can't. I don't have enough time to source them all, and the DFW is too big and too congested at this point to cover it in a full day. It's impossible. I've tried. Like,
yeah, there's no way.
Like if I just do Goodwill stores, like I can't even hit all the Fort Worth stores in a day, or all the Dallas Goodwills in a day. I can get most of them, but not all of them. So I don't know, but on a deeper level, psychologically, I don't know. Like I used to love variety. Like when I was a police officer, I loved that because of the variety. I had a million jobs when I was younger. I just like trying new things. That's kind of my DNA. But I realized for eBay, it's better to niche down. But I've become okay with just doing one thing, and I don't know why I keep switching honestly between shoes and clothes. But like I'm like, okay, I want to get done. I want to get my work done and be done by 5 and have my evenings. And that really has nothing to do with shoes or clothes. That's more of niche down. Like when I was an everything seller, like I don't know, it's just so hard. I don't know. I'm just rambling. So I don't know. Something psychologically wrong with me. And I showed Isaiah in text group on our shoe call. We have a Tuesday shoe call where we talk shoes. And I made a pledge to him. I'm like, if I switch out of shoes, if I switch out of shoes back to clothes or anything else, I'm going to give you $500. So that's my backup motivation not to do it.
Real backup motivation, you have to vote for certain people in the fall or in 2 years. That'd be real punishment.
Let's don't bring politics then. Like, went through that.
You need to get the list of his a couple of his good shoe stores in Atlanta, so I could scout them when I'm there next week. See
who.
Isn't that Isaiah guy or whatever you said?
Isaiah's in Mississippi.
Okay.
Alfredo. He's
Alfredo sauce. That's right.
He's outside of Atlanta. He's killing it. There's several shoe sellers in the group doing really well. And I used to do shoes before I joined the group. Matter of fact, Clay and I, right before the pandemic started, like I've done retail arbitrage too. Like I've done that Nike outlets, the Ross, that game as well, pretty well. And right before the pandemic started, like matter of fact, Clay was over, and we were talking about going all in on all shoes, retail arbitrage and pre-owned shoes. Yeah. And then the pandemic literally hit. I think that right after that, and
spring break was going to be. I was going to do the school trip, get back Sunday night or something, and we were going to hit that, and I was going to hit Uber really hard, and
But what's funny is like
2 years later, we're both sitting in our garages with less stress, kind of.
And Clay's mostly, it seems like Clay's mostly doing shoes himself right now.
Yeah. Shoes. I mean, I have more clothes to list, but I'm trying to work through one thing since I set the light box up. It's take pictures of shoes and the few other like hard goods from the crying unit or wherever I got them. And the shoes for my friend Derek, his dad's stuff. And then it'll be all the clothes you see behind me, all those jackets that I'll start on, in the next few days too.
And I told him he shouldn't source until he gets all that death pile listed. Which he has.
Right. Come here, buddy. Come here.
Do you have a death pile, Val?
Oh, yeah. Mine's huge.
Oh, my gosh.
Ginormous.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. You were talking about it last time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's still there. Huh?
Were you talking about having a garage sale?
Yeah, we did that. I made 115. And my sister, she made like 450 or something.
Melly just killed it.
Yeah, she did great. And my niece, she made like $100 selling cookies.
Hey. I've seen people do that, and I've bought cookies, especially if it's like, a little kid or something,
Mm-hmm.
You're like, well, how can I not? And if they're chocolate chip.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And she keeps cleaning her house, and she's like, I have enough for another garage sale. So I've been cleaning my house out as well, and I'm just going to give it to her this time. I am not a people person. I hate making small talk with people that show up to the garage sale.
You need me to come up there and be like your front then or whatever,
Yeah. Me and my sister both, we're not people persons. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm drinking some beer as I talk to you.
Nice.
Listen.
Well, maybe if you were drinking beer.
Yeah, exactly. But the garage sales are in the morning. I think that might look down upon.
If you had some beer during the garage sale, maybe you'd be more of a people person.
If you see this comment, that sucks.
Yeah. So
I don't want to say.
Well, let's see. E Will says, I'll read it. He says, I ordered some of Chris's jean boxes, complete garbage. Should I have been surprised? Well, I mean,
yes, and
obviously I don't know. Like, I don't know what you paid or what you were promised and what you got. I will say, from someone that has ordered pallets of jeans from my friend Matt, Drunkyard Dog, from Chris's group. He's no longer in the group. Like thousands of jeans, and a lot of them were good and they were profitable. But like when I'm fixing my daily listings, a lot of them were those jeans I wouldn't have sourced. But I also understand it from their side, right? If you're a wholesaler, like in Matt's case, he was getting a truckload of jeans. Like he had to move all of that. So in my my opinion, unless you have a manifest where you know exactly everything that's you're getting in a wholesale order, you can't expect it. And depending on the price, there's lots of factors. Like for us, the price was cheap on the jeans. It was, gosh, what did we pay on those?
Well, it was $4 per pair.
He gave a lot of extras.
And there were extras, so my price went down. I bought 100, you bought 400. You gave me like 38 extra pairs or something, so it brought mine to like 338. So that's why those garbage ones, I list them at like 7. Like, okay, if I can just double, then I break even.
Yeah, and I think that's what it was for me, about 3. I think after that, like once I ordered it a couple times, like he was doing like $3 a pair. So I don't know. There's a lot of those brands I wouldn't pick up myself, but it's just hard. Like if somebody's wholesaling you at a cheap price, like I kind of expect.
$322 is what he paid for pairs.
So Evil says, I think it was $145 for 45 pairs shipped.
Yeah, it's $322 a pair.
That's pretty cheap. I mean,
but it still stinks that you're. I mean, I was disappointed.
Well, mall brands is such a generic. I mean, there are some mall brands, and not only the brands, like the sizing. Like a lot of stuff I have, it's okay brand or even good brand. It's just the size 00, size 0, stuff that just moves really slow. There's not a lot of zeros and 00s out here in the U.S.
The only people really that at this point, I guess there's a handful. Like Val, I'd buy from. Brian and I have bought from Greg, who's fantastic. Everybody buys from Greg. There's like 10 or 15 people that we know through YouTube the YouTube, and they all are always pleased with his stuff. But there's not. If Tommy was selling, like I'm just trying to buy for myself, I'd buy from him. But Tracy, Scott. I have to really know the person at this point to trust, I guess, anymore.
Yeah, I would be very careful buying.
Not that I can find better than Chris, but I can find the same stuff Chris can at this point. I'm that knowledgeable.
Well, you also have to think about, like, Chris has a Whatnot. He's trying to get back on eBay. So if he's wholesaling stuff, like common sense says it's not as good. It's not good enough to go on Whatnot, or he would just run it through his Whatnot machine, which he's doing daily. Like, so I'd be like, I would already assume that it's like really low quality stuff, and it sucks if it was misrepresented. But I've done it on both sides. Like I've been a little disappointed, but then I'm like, okay, I know I was very profitable on those jeans on the big picture, but there for a while, and Clay was helping me with this, I was wholesaling clothing.
And they weren't happy with us.
Some people were happy and some weren't. Like I think most people, when they're trying to get wholesale, they're expecting $20 ASP and up with a pretty decent sell-through rate, really cheap. Like I think a lot of people expect to get the same deals like if they were shopping and have it delivered to them. And the truth is, you're not going to get that because the person who's sourcing it, their time, energy, and effort is also involved. So it's tough.
I feel like the stuff that I sourced was the normal stuff. Like, what it was is they wanted shorts. They weren't happy with what it was because I found a lot of jeans, but I was fulfilling these orders in like May and June. I mean, what am I going to find? Jeans. I'm not going to find shorts. Shorts will be in a couple months.
Yeah.
Sorry, people. Like, I mean, I know what I can actually say on this. I'm really pretty effing good at eBay. I don't do it much, but I am really good at finding stuff. Promise. Look at my shelves. My average sell price has been like $25 or $30 for several years when I sell. So suck it, people.
And Clay's getting triggered. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's better just to go get your own stuff, unless you could hire someone like when Clay was sourcing for me, and you can spend time really working with them so they know what you're looking for. But it has to be worth both people's time. That's the key.
Some of the garbage Brian was talking about earlier, I probably sourced some of that even for you,
Well, and I sourced some of it too. I mean, and it was stuff that I've sold. I mean, it could have been women's Levi's or and that's not garbage. I mean, and there were probably some Lee Riders in there. Like, I don't know. Like my mindset was like, if you're paying $3 and it'll sell, if you can triple your money, even if it takes 6 months.
Yeah. Because I looked up also, I'm the sorcerer who looks up like everything.
Yeah. E-Will says they were really gross, overused, and dirty jeans. That's Sodsby. Yeah, that sucks.
I admit, I almost want to say, send them back, ask for a refund.
I want to know what brands they were. I'm very curious.
Vera Wang, New York style.
Gosh, NYC.
The garbage ones that I have.
What are you going to do with those jeans, Clay?
Well, like I said, once I list more stuff, those like that I'll take down and donate. But I've fixed them and or did sell similar just so I could create, keep the momentum going on listing. So yeah. But eventually they'll go away.
Well, we're about to. I've looked at Terapeak, and like from October through March or April, jeans really pick up. So jean sales will, and I've started to see a little bit in my store. Jean sales will pick up. So
okay, that makes sense.
And obviously, short sales now are closing out. Like shorts and jeans. Like if you're going to sell one, you should sell both. That way, your store is kind of balanced. Like during the summertime, you'll get the short sales, and during the fall and spring, you'll get the jean sales. Universal thread.
God, I got two things.
Yeah, universal thread's terrible.
Oh.
I did get some of that from Matt.
Oh, that's really. I feel like that's him screwing you over more than Vera Wang and New York style. Come on. Ooh, Chris. Sometimes I have a bone to pick with him. He's a very nice guy, seems to be a very good father. But sometimes, like today, I'm tired and cranky, and I just hold stuff against him.
Well, he keeps telling me, he keeps telling me that he wants to come to Texas, and we're gonna go have Whataburger and barbecue and beer and go sourcing. I think he's a good guy. I think he takes on too many different things. I think he's stretched too thin.
Yeah, over promise, under deliver, and I've done that. I admit. I'll tell people, "Hey, I'm going to help you," and then, for the most part, I do. But here, ink regular fit boot cut leg
international consent.
This is from Matt, and Matt, I'm not trying to bash you for some reason you're watching, but yeah, I have these down to $8.49. Just trying to get rid of them, but whatever. Whatevs. Hey, it's a cost of goods. It was a write-off, so.
Yeah.
As I told Val while you were eating, that was, we bought those, and then like a week later, I bought that stuff from Justin. So
that was even worse. That was, but some of Matt's jeans were good though. We got to be fair. Like we forget the good stuff that we.
No, I need to look. Because when I kept a spreadsheet for individual sales, I probably at least made some money, but whatever. It got me inventory. I made that one video about for $5 you could buy a pair of jeans or a foot long, So I actually made a few videos.
You can't buy a foot long for $5 anymore.
You can't? Okay. Once I gave up meat, I haven't been to Subway in 3 years.
They have a vegetarian sandwich, Clay.
Yeah, but
here's the thing. Clay's a vegetarian, but eats no vegetables.
Yeah.
You are not a vegetarian. You are a processed food-arian.
I'm a cheesetarian.
Cheese is a byproduct of animals, so you are on slippery slope, my friend.
Well,
I'm going to revoke your vegetarian card. I think to be a vegetarian, you have to eat X amount of fruit and vegetables per week.
Yeah, I know.
I eat more vegetables than you, and I'm not a vegetarian. I'm an omnivore.
Yeah, you do for sure.
Even though we had sweet tacos, there was onions and cilantro, and then you hit them with the lime juice and the salsa. We had some carne asada fries. Oh my gosh!
That's beef or something?
Yeah, the carne carne just means right? Beef, basically, and asada is, Val may know more than me, but it's like, I don't know if it's this type or seasoning that they use or way of cooking it. And like, so they serve like a bed of fries, and then they chop up the carne asada. They have onions, cilantro, like some white cheese, probably Monterey cheese, and they hit it with a Mexican crema. Sweet. Like, I love Mexican crema. It's so much better than people's sour cream. It's like kind of sweet, and it's a lot thinner. It's so good.
Where are you, cat? I hear you. I hear the stray cat. Or she's not the stray anymore, but I just sometimes. Where are you, BB?
All right, let's see. I actually have a question. All right, Tara says, Brian, I'm just curious. How do you handle eBay asking for receipts for pre-owned? Pre-owned items. Have you needed to do this? I'm just surprised they ask people for receipts. Well, I need more information, Tara. Like, why are they asking for receipts? Is this a Vero claim?
Like, is this you? They're asking?
Are they alleging that things maybe are counterfeit or something? I know, like, I've never had them ask me for any receipts. It's very unusual. I know Chris, we were talking about Daily Refinement before he got suspended. They were asking for invoices for his shoes. But in his case, as a mall brand women's pre-owned clothing seller doing volume, like, he switched from that to doing over $1 million in shoe sales in a very short period of time, and that raises red flags for eBay. So I guess the question, Tara, like, why are they asking for that? Because no, that's not normal, and honestly, I'd be a little concerned. Is there a Vero or Vero? I don't know know which way to pronounce that. Strike or something.
So tired of reorganizing.
Yep. See, source some Air Max 95s for $1. Now, all these are, but the tread is good. I only picked up. I am more picky on shoes. I like cleaning shoes, and I have to clean shoes now. That's kind of therapeutic. So these are dirty, but I clean them, and I'll wash them in the washer on cold, gentle setting. And these will clean up real nicely. But like, to get Air Max 95s for $1, that's the beauty of garage sales. Like, this family, like, their son was graduating, and they were probably upper middle class, and you could see they spent a lot of money. The clothes were really good too. I didn't really go through them besides the Jordan jersey. But like, they were just clearing out space probably to buy more stuff. And those are the garage sales you want to attend. And I've got like a whole giant bin filled up with good shoes that I picked up today.
Anybody want to buy some authentic Dallas Cowboy vintage Dallas Cowboy cheerleader boots?
I need to see some model pictures.
You've seen those. Did you ever see the calendar that she did?
No, but
I'll when I go over there tonight, I'll snap a picture of the calendar. She was like Miss, June one year in the Cowboys cheerleader calendar.
Your cousin was?
Yeah, Angie, the one that was the Cowboys cheerleader. Yeah.
I didn't know she was a Cowboys cheerleader.
Yeah, back in like 98, 99. And then she did appearances for several more years. Yeah. And still keeps up, goes to alumni and all that. Yeah. And she was old when she did it because she was like 27 or something like that. And most of them I didn't realize until before I really got to know her. But like a lot of those cheerleaders are like 18, 19, 20. And when she did it, she had a full-time job. Now they got paid like $25 a game. Now, when she worked at Six Flags a couple summers, they did this like show that closed the park down at Brian at that the Old South Music Hall there, and that was like $100 a night. But that was like super easy money. But now the girls actually make a real like enough salary that they can just do that, Yeah, she loved it. She loves all that dancing and stuff. I've had those for a while. I got to get them listed.
Tara says, no, but I keep hearing that they do, and most of my items are from the bins. I just want to be prepared.
You should.
Yeah, that's nothing that you need to worry about, Tara. Like,
That's
I mean, the clothes you're getting from the bins are pre-owned, and eBay is not going to ask for receipts. The only time they ask for receipts, as far as I'm aware, is if your account has issues, and it's usually if you're selling new items, or like in Chris's case, where he was going from selling no shoes to millions of dollars of shoes in a short period of time. That raises red flag. As long as you build your business slowly, especially in the pre-owned clothing, like you're gonna have no worries at all. No, I don't. Well, I do have a box of receipts, but the receipt's not gonna prove anything anyway. Like if you go to the bins, it's just gonna show you the weight and the pounds. Like what the question be like, why would they want a receipt? Usually if they're asking for receipts, it's usually an authenticity claim, usually on a new item. Because if you list it as pre-owned, there would be no expectation to have a receipt. Tara says, I love the reality show on VH1. Which VH? Wait, what are we talking about? Whose reality show?
Is she talking about maybe the cowboy cheerleader? I don't know.
Oh, probably.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think that's it. So it really inspired me to work out.
Could be, yeah. Angie watches that, and I think one year she maybe was on it because she's judged the when they people try out. She helped judge a couple times, years, not that long ago, but 10 years ago or something, maybe.
Right on.
Oh God, so out of shape. So sad.
And here's the thing, like this is why I'm frustrated myself. Like when we had our last live, like my shoe sales were increasing. Like over half of my orders were shoes at that point. And then when I switched back to clothes and shoes, like my sales seemed to drop and my number of shoes selling dropped even more. It's like if I would have just kept doing the same thing, that power of consistency, I'd be further ahead. And I was telling Clay, there's a girl in our group, in text group. Her name is Nina. She's one of the big shoe callers. And like a year ago, I was making way more than she is, but she's stuck with shoes.
There you go, Brian.
This whole time, I said the boots. Where's the boots? Picture of the boots.
So weird that there's like a website that has just like
Of course, Clay would know this, right? Well,
no, I googled.
He's got a bookmark.
Shut up! No, we're not from Arkansas or West Virginia or Texas.
I didn't imply just because of your cousin. I mean, like,
hey, now Tara, I will say, and will, when I go places, I do feel like people might look at me like going, especially when I have long hair and an awful white trash beard. They're like going, how did that guy get that girl? Because even now at 51, she's better looking than most. Well, anybody above 20, right, Brian?
Wait, what?
I said at 51, she's better looking than most anybody 20 and above. She's actually got better looking. It's almost.
I mean, the fact that if you're a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader at any point in your life, you're on the end of the bell curve.
I don't agree, but
what?
No, some of them make it because they can dance. And they're at least photogenic. Angie and I talked about.
If you're photogenic, you're ahead of the bell curve.
Well, yeah, but to me, that doesn't mean you're good looking. Like models.
Oh my God! Wait, they're photogenic,
but that doesn't mean they're
not good looking. You were so weird.
Hey, like Elle McPherson, meh, but she's photogenic and she has a unique look. That's why she was a model.
Val, this is why Clay's single, because he's like Jerry Seinfeld. Like there is no perfect woman.
No, don't say that. Most of the girls I've dated are good looking, but they're not hot.
Her hands were large. She has sausage.
I don't care if a girl
Well, I
has
guess it
hands.
Isn't that an episode of Seinfeld?
That's what he just said, yeah.
That's Clay.
No, it's not. I just don't try.
You just said Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders are not ahead of the bell curve, and then you said they are photogenic, but they're not very good looking. That's an oxymoron.
Like this redheaded girl. No offense if you're somehow watching, but she's just.
So now you have hair color bias.
Oh, shut up! I like redheads.
Oh, that
girl's just okay. Trust me, when I lived in Tampa, also, and got to go down on the field before we go in the locker room to take quotes and stuff.
And hold on one second, Clay. And one thing, when they're looking for cheerleaders, it's not just the face.
It's dance is presentability and Trust me, Angie's told me all about how they, and I'm not going to show like old pictures from the 80s where the girl's hair is like, well, now we would say awful, but no, but it's like, I used to think, why is that girl a model? She's not hot. And finally people are like, because they have a unique look. Just because you're a cheerleader does not mean, in my opinion, like I said, Elle McPherson.
In my opinion, exactly. Your opinion
is not that good looking.
Oh my gosh.
But name other people and I'll probably agree. It's like art.
If they're blind.
Think Jackson Pollock is a genius, and I'm like, anybody can fucking throw paint on a deal.
Keep in mind, this is coming from the guy who says that food is not a part of culture. So we're going to take this with a very large grain of salt.
Hey, it's all opinion. Looks is all about opinions, though.
That is true.
You know what I mean? So,
but I would say typically, if you're a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader, you are more attractive than most.
I mean,
the body, the dance skills.
Well, yeah, the dance skills. Like, I know some of Angie's friends who either cheered with her or before or after, and they're cute, but you know.
Gosh, you know what we need to do one of these days is like get on here, and Clay's going to share his screen, and he's going to do like a dating app, and then he's gonna talk us through these potentials and what he thinks about each one. I think that would be interesting. All right, Tara says we'll switch back to eBay. Do you think selling all non-Vero list shoes is a relatively safe category, like pre-owned clothing, to avoid being asked for receipts? Well, here's the thing, Tara. Technically, every company is a Vero company. If you look on eBay's Vero list, pretty much every company's on there. Now, with that being said, not all companies enforce it. Like, there are certain ones that are more aggressive than others. You know, like Coach, and a lot of the luxury brands are. In our group, we have in tech. I keep saying our group. In Tech and Chris's group, we have a dedicated post where it's got anytime somebody gets a Vero that they put the brand, and you'll see common brands that are on there. As far as shoes, there's not a whole lot of shoes. I'd be real careful with high-end luxury shoes, and I'd be more careful about inauthenticity, like fakes, like fake Jordans, some of those fake luxury brands, Louis Vuitton. I use an authenticity app. Oh, and by the way, we can talk about that. eBay has changed their shoe policy and how they're authenticating shoes. What's it called? I know Check is one of the apps, but I use a different one. I've only used it once or twice. I think it's, God, what is it called?
I wanted to buy a pair of some Nikes just to add to my, giant.
I bought Luca ones today, Clay.
You did?
Yeah,
but
they dropped. But hold on, let me finish this thought on. Gosh, I don't know. Legit.
The eBay verification adds so much money, though. It's not worth it to me.
Yeah, Check is the main one. There's another one I think I've used. Legit. I forget, but where you can take pictures of your shoes, and a company will authenticate authenticate. Hello, I can't talk. Them.
Ooh, those are cool.
I used that on. I had a pair of vintage. They were made in 1994 Nike ACG hiking boots. I sold last week for $239 plus shipping. I think I paid $16 at the thrift. I did pay up on those, but I did get those authenticated. Anytime I get like Jordans or SB Dunks shoes that they tend to be more faked, I will do the app check before I'll list them on eBay. Now eBay also now is a lot of our shoes are going to, I think all of them are, I think in October, sometime in October, they're going to ship in most sneaker brands, and they're going to be authenticated. They're going, matter of fact, they just sent this email this week. They're like, I normally charge shipping on shoes, but somehow eBay is going to switch it where the buyer pays a standard $14.99 shipping. They pay it $14.99 shipping. We don't get charged the final value fees on that shipping like we currently do. You ship your shoes, they go to an eBay authenticator, and then from there they ship them to the customer. eBay's slowly been increasing this. Like I've noticed more and more of my pairs of shoes. I've only had one fail. That was a couple of weeks ago, and it was my own fault because I put the UK size as the US size, so they failed authentication. It wasn't that the shoes were fake. It was that I made an error on the listing, and they got returned, and I just relisted them correctly. So I think shoes, pre-owned shoes are pretty safe. But whether it's shoes or clothing, there's certain brands that enforce more heavily than others. So you just have to get familiar with that. And I don't know if you're in Tech and Chris's group. If you are, if you search the Facebook post for Vero, you'll find a long threaded post with a lot of good brands on there that people have been hit with Veros for. All right. I've talked a lot. What were you saying, Clay?
I tried to buy a pair of Nikes, and the guy the seller messaged me, and he's like, "Yeah, sorry, I do that authentication thing. So yeah, it was adding like to the shipping a whole bunch." And I just was like, I understand that's the way it is, but I'm good. So I found like the same thing because I'm not buying collectibles. I'm just buying because that's kind of one of my new coping, is and this year I've bought like 30 pairs of shoes on eBay and Poshmark, so, but most of them, the average price is like $35. They're not.
Well, here, I'm going to show you what
Luca, and I'm like, I'm not paying $275 or whatever.
Look at these. I got the Jordan Luca ones. Well, this is on StockX. The last sale was for $200. I actually found a coupon. It was through WSS, and they were listed at like $109.
Yeah.
And so I got a $20 coupon, so it was like $89 plus shipping.
That's okay. Yeah.
I think I'm going to hold on to those because Luca's my favorite player. And I might do a long-term collector's game on these versus I'm not going to wear these. But it's like this Oreo colorway. It's pretty cool.
See, and if I buy some, they almost look like running shoes. You know what I mean? But I guess they're basketball.
But here's the thing I was thinking of, and I was probably justifying this. Y'all tell me if I was justifying. It was still $100, and I'm not going to resell them right away. I'm going to kind of do the long game on this, but I'm not a tax advisor. But this is inventory because eventually I plan to resell it.
We played one on a one-man play though,
so it's a write-off, right? Because it's cash inventory, so pretty cool.
No, I get it. Like, yeah, I guess I see, and I would say I would wear them, but if they're basketball shoes, that means they're uncomfortable as hell. So if I bought some, it'd probably be to look at them and then hold them until maybe I'm like 20 years from now, and then you sell them or something, or 10 years. But yeah, I like the way they look. They're cool.
I think they're cool looking too, and it would be tempting to wear, but I think this is gonna be like. And if you look at like Hustlebee and Glenn, the retail arbitrage guys that do the sneaker game, like they have some of their shoes they hold on for a long, long time.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of like an asset if it's collectible.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like these Air Maxes, these Air Max 95s I have over here. I don't know. I've had some good shoe sales. Here, I'll share some sales. Maybe this will explain why I'm doing shoes. Because every Sunday in our group we do a what sold, share one of your best sells for the week. And I think every week except for one over the past 6 months has been a pair of shoes. So it's like, why am I messing with clothes? So here, I'll share some of my sales, recent sales. The heck?
Real quick, what was that shirt you were saying you sold for over 100? Like Ralph Lauren? What was it?
It was Polo Ralph Lauren, purple label, 100% silk. And I just snagged it up. Like I figured it was a $20 polo shirt. Like I didn't look up comps or anything. Like anything polo, if it's clean, I'm gonna pick up. And so I picked it up, and then when I went to list it, I was looking at the comps. I was like, why is this Caldwell model of this polo shirt going for so high? And I had a really good size, like a double XL, and it was black, and it was in really good shape. So I listed it for like $149 because like that was kind of the high comp I saw. And literally within 30 minutes, I had 2 offers. I had an offer for 50, and I had an offer for 100.
Oh, we were together at El Phoenix that day.
Yep. And then I countered at 105, and I was like, "Should I take it, Clay?" I was like, "Yeah, I only paid 50 cents for it."
Yeah.
Wow.
So the model on that one on the tag, it's Caldwell, CALDWELL. I don't know. I'm not a polo expert, but you know that. I mean, I knew when it was silk, it was going to be worth a little bit more money. I didn't know it was going to be worth that much.
Boy, this is a hot pair of jeans to interrupt.
What's up, Brad Monkeys?
Anna, A&A, a new approach jeans.
Oh, Lordy. Oh, Lordy, the Anna jeans.
Do we want to guess where those are from? Let me look up at this SKU here. Let me look it up and just...
Well, that's the only place any of your jeans, your women's jeans are from pretty much, right?
Maybe, but I'll pick up, I admit, like if I get Levi's or Lucky, I don't always notice if it's a guy or girl. I just check the, crotch zipper.
You're checking the girls. Hey, chill out, man. Calm down.
I'm not even sure I have these listed anymore, That's why I'm going through all my bins finally. So some things like this, maybe when it's in the pile to take pictures and relist, they just won't.
Yeah, so what do you do with those clothes that you're not gonna?
There's one of those generic dumpster looking things, with like a little pull down handle that, they donate them and the clothes or the money goes to charity or whatever. It's like right down the street, right by the post office. So I just go there because the closest Goodwill truck, I mean, it's only, it depends on the time of day. Right now I can make it, 10 or 12 minutes, but I'd rather drive 3. Even though you can ride up.
Look at you being efficient. Look at you.
Those are not, yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while, Rad Monkey. How are things going, man?
Rad Monkey, a funky monkey.
I'm waiting for I pulled up my orders. I guess it's the last 90 days, and there's 1191. So I'm sorting from high to low. But
look at that, Val. 2 winners in a row. Style and Co. I can't. What's the problem with it? I can't show anything.
Style and Company. Yes, I still have all that crap that you're talking about. I have in mine too.
Yeah, I know. It just let's see.
Oh, Mark. Hey, Mark. What? Where you been? Ain't seen you in a while, bud.
Actually,
okay.
There's 4 views, 2 watchers. Okay, here's a question, Brian.
Hold on. Mark, Rad Monkeys, like he's in tech in Chris's group. He he's our photography expert. Like he knows. He's helped me and other people like really set up your camera settings to get those good pictures.
I used to mess with this stuff on my phone. Now I'm like, whatever.
Wilson, now you're just bragging, Clay.
My phone takes good enough, and I use whatever to take the white background. Okay, so if let's say I change the price on these jeans.
Wait. That was so dismissive. That was so passive aggressive, Clay.
What?
Hold on. I'm not gonna let you make that snipe and just run and then move on. So I'm giving Mark props for his photography genius. And Clay comes in here. Well, I just use whatever camera settings in the white. So what?
Yeah.
What is that about? Let's just say, hey. Let's just like say, hey. Yeah, I'll date the ugly girl. It don't matter why,
Well, this is Clay we're talking about. The Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders aren't good enough for Clay.
I don't care about having.
Oh, wait, hold on. I want to hear Val's take on this. Hold on, Val.
Well, no. I'm just saying, if the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders aren't good enough, nothing's gonna impress Clay. Not even these sweet Anna jeans that he's showing us.
Cha-ching!
I mean, hey, I've watched and listened to enough people talk about pictures. You even have said you don't have to have the best,
I say they don't have to be perfect. You do want good pictures. And Mark says it's all good. I get the same shit from the group. Hello.
Yeah, I mean, that's great that he knows and he's helpful. But I mean, I'm just not going to take the time anymore to go into the settings.
But here's the thing: it doesn't take time. Once you get the settings, it doesn't take any longer than the other one. It's just laziness.
Well, to you, but to me, I'm still selling stuff. So I mean, good enough. And you know my personality. Part of it, I like if people tell me what to do. I'm good. I'm not going to do it. I don't.
Wait. What'd you say, Val? But this has come from the guy who thinks Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders are ugly.
I didn't say they're ugly. I just said they're all hot. There's a difference.
Are not attractive.
No, I didn't say attractive. Some are attractive, but they're just not all hot. And some, to me, aren't that attractive.
So most Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders are not hot. That's from...
Yeah, I'd probably say most. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, most are not.
So you're super picky on the female side.
But the number of people in the world that are hot, the number of people that are hot in the world is really small. Hot is not a label you just like throw around. Like there's a lot of actresses that I think, let's say, are really good looking, but they're not just super hot. Like Mila Kunis, hot. Let's see who else.
Val, he spent a lot of time thinking about this. You can see.
Well, she's like at the top of my list. But then I like this actress, Judy Greer. She's been in movies and shows. She's funny and she's real good looking to me, but she's not hot. But I think she's really good looking. So,
Hold on, let me tell Mark. He's about to head out. Yeah, thanks for dropping by, Mark. We missed you, bud. Be glad to see you back. Take care. Hope you're doing all right, man. We'll see you.
Here, so I was going to ask, if I lower the price on something and you have watchers, does it notify the watchers?
If it's 5% or greater, yes.
Okay, 5%. Okay, good to know. Thank you. I figured it did for at some point. So $8.99, you'd have to do, well, just over $1. Okay. I don't know. I'm not sure if that really helps with sale, to generate sales, but I do it sometimes, but I just wasn't sure.
Question. Have either of you sold some of these like Anna and lower brand jeans?
I think.
How much have you sold them for? Okay.
Hold on. I'm looking up one thing here. Let's go to what have I sold in the last 90 days? Let's see if I've sold an American Eagle that I got from Matt, $9.99. Made a couple dollars off shipping, probably, or $1. Some Levi's from Matt, $9.49.
No, I want to know like Anna and below.
I might have sold one or two. Like it is not something that normally sells, to be honest. Like I do sell like Gloria Vanderbilt,
Ernest slim jeans, $15. It's an okay brand. Eddie Bauer, $11.50 from Matt. I've sold several things from the crying unit, a couple of sunglasses case.
Oh, and when he gets done, I'll show my sales. Like I'll show you that shirt.
And then a lot of good bins stuff, shoes like these Kowalski something for $40.
No. She was asking about Anna's and.
No, I know. I'm just also sharing what else.
Oh.
Yeah, crying unit.
What's a good sell you've had recently? Those. Well, you talking about those shoes? What kind of shoes were they?
Kowalski or something. I can show them. Let's see. Hold on. Banana Republic, $14 from that. Let's see.
Yeah, Banana Republic's bread and butter.
Let's see. Is there more?
Which makes me wonder, like these Anna and these lower ones as we go through them. Guess I'm gonna look. And if I see some solds, I will like price them below the market and just try to move them. And if there's no solds, I might just take them behind the barn and put them out of their misery.
I know. So my best sale in the last 90 days, price wise, $85. This painting that was in the crying unit. Sent it to someone in Austin. I took it up to my UPS store and I paid them to, box it up for me. But the amount they paid in shipping it, I still made like $6. Oh, $75 for a bunch of DCM brand floss embroidery thread that I got from Kathy. 75. So
remember that storage unit we tried to buy that was just loaded with yarn?
Yeah.
All new.
Oh yeah.
That unit would have made money.
Jimmy Choo loafers I bought for 10 at a thrift store near me, sold for 45.
Jimmy Choo?
Yeah. Men's loafers.
Jimmy Choo, huh?
For this one though, based on the few that had sold, it was about a book from the crying unit that you might remember, Back to Basics, Reader's Digest.
Oh God, yeah.
$49.95. Oh no, the work boots I sold the other day were from my buddy Brian, not Brian, you're Brian, Derek, when his dad died. Red Wing steel toe work boots, $35.
Wait, you sold Red Wings for $35?
Yeah.
Dude, you way sold those too cheap.
Were they in bad condition?
No, I don't care. I got
those are $100 all day clothes.
Well, this model wasn't, and I'm just still trying to. I got them for $0, so
the Red Wings, those are too good to let go for that.
Yeah, but to me, I'm trying to just. I need money to generate, and and for free, 35. Hey.
Hurts.
I know it kills you because you're like,
well, I mean, if it was an item that would take a long time, I would get it, but it wouldn't have taken you that long to get at least double that.
No, but I'm just at this point, since most of the things that I'm listing are the things that are selling. Hey, I'm okay with it. Okay. Yeah, these.
I'm so mad. I bought some Red Wing boots at the thrift. And I get home, and they're both right, the same shoe for the right foot. I'm like, what the hell? What am I supposed to do with that? And they're
that's brutal. Oh, that's brutal.
And I haven't thrown them away. They're sitting underneath my photography stand because I've never listed a single shoe. Oh.
I have, and it sold, but it was really rough with all of the trolling comments on the listing.
I might do it just for the hell of it. And I've heard people that have done that they get returns because people don't read, even though you make it clear it's one shoe.
Yeah.
And then when we met at the bins like a few weeks ago, didn't you accidentally end up with one shoe? I think that day because we were each looking for singles, and it was under some clothes or something.
Oh yeah, I've done that a few times. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
or sometimes I'll go to the thrift and it's almost the same shoe, but like maybe it's a different size, and then they'll put them together, and I didn't check close enough. So yeah, here. All right, let me I'll share some of my. Is that?
Before you start, I'm gonna have to hop off. Me and Chad are gonna go pick up dinner.
Okay. All right. Well,
thanks. In a minute.
Yeah, but it was good seeing y'all.
Yeah, good seeing you, lady.
Okay. See you guys later.
All right, later.
Bye.
Bye. Clay, is that showing on the screen?
Yeah, Sonoma jeans. Jeez.
So look here, Clay. Here's an example. Like here's these vintage Nike hiking boots. They sold for $239.
Oh yeah, your ACGs. Yeah.
But look right underneath them. Red Wing, Iron Ranger boots, $157 plus shipping.
These were. Let me see which model here. I don't think I found a name of it. Yeah, I couldn't find like a model name or something, but like, and I know I could have gotten more, but
oh yeah,
like I said, since I paid $0 and I'm not trying to undercut people. I'm just trying to.
Well, somebody probably bought those from you and resold them. Like
I think, yeah. Oh, I've started looking at all the buyers, to see.
Some Red Wings are.
Oh yeah, this person. Yeah, in the last 12 months, they have like 333 ratings, reviews. Yeah. So sure, they're gonna flip them. Good for them. That's fine. I
need to start shopping from your store, man.
Right.
Look, here's some Brooks Brothers Chukka boots. These were suede, made in England. That was one of the key things that got my attention. These sold for $140 plus shipping. A snap-on tool jacket. I got this at the Dallas bins, I think, Clay. It was a snap-on tools jacket, like extra large, heavy duty. It sold for $143 plus shipping.
Wow.
But you see, most of these, that's a jacket, but most of these are shoes. These are my higher selling items. Nike Air Apprentice, $149 plus shipping. I think I paid $12 at the thrift for those.
Yeah.
Full price. Some people won't pay full price. I will. A pair of Beds too, riding boots, $100 plus shipping.
Yeah.
Got those at a Goodwill, I remember. Oakley driving shoes.
Yeah, I come across driving shoes. I have some Pelote ones right now, I think they're called.
Yeah, driving shoes can often be good.
I know.
I was a little surprised that
I don't know. It seems like a weird thing, but no offense to people watching, but like those are people that have driving gloves too. Like they got their sports car and
Well, but look at this, Clay. It was $55.99, which is a lot for those shoes.
Yeah.
But they paid $115 total. This was an international order.
Wow.
That I used Pirate Ship, Simple Export.
That's the one you told me about. Yeah.
Well, I do that pretty regularly. I probably made $30 on shipping on that too.
That's awesome. Yeah.
These Chippewa boots, actually, these were returned. Guys said they didn't fit. I just got those back today. No big deal. This was in one of the storage units I bought. The one in Fort Worth was a 5x5. It's like really the only good thing, but I think I only paid $10 for the unit.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that one.
So those sold for $90 plus shipping. Here's the polo shirt. Wish I'd have showed this before Val left that she was asking about. Like here you can see.
It's so generic looking.
But see, there's the tag though.
Yeah. It's weird because like I don't think of it as a polo because it's a button up short sleeve. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a casual button up.
Yeah, it's like a Hawaiian style looking.
I mean, I was kind of shocked too, but I was very pleased.
Yeah. Hey.
For $105. What else? Pair of Ariat cowboy boots sold for $116 plus shipping. Now this just went down today. This was a big. Now this is one of the advantages of having a big store. This customer today, he bought 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He bought 9 items from me.
Holy crap.
And a lot of these were lower end brands that I was okay moving for a cheap price. He bought some Volcom shorts, some Massimo cargo shorts, American Eagle, Volcom, Green Bay Packers, Daniel Kermo. A lot of these, like I wouldn't necessarily pick that up. I may not pick that up. Adidas hoodie, PGA polo, and a Greg Norman polo. Was shipping, it went for $102, but most of this is like bins finds. But it was one big order, so that's always good.
Yeah.
These right here, these Nike Airmore Uptempo 96. My friend JD in the group, he used to sell clothes and shoes. He said he doesn't want to sell shoes anymore. He sent those. All I had to do was pay for the shipping. So I got those for free, or I guess calculate the shipping.
Basically, yeah.
So $7 maybe for the shipping. Those with shipping sold for 102. A pair of Fry ankle boots.
Yeah, Fry's good.
This was an international order too. They sold for 100 and change with shipping.
Remember those Fry, those tall riding boots we got a few years ago that we didn't know what they were at the time. And you know where I figured out what they were? Before I sold to Gretchen at Dolly, I was just in there like a year and a half ago, and in some person's little booth, they had them. So I took a picture of the tag and included that in my listing. You know, and I said this tag came from another pair, but I didn't. I mean, I had no way to, to know what they were.
The little Fry symbol had worn off then?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, because when we did that draft we did over at the Walmart, I remember. Yeah. For whatever reason, I remember that on 30 and Chalk Hill Road. Yeah.
Nice. Pair of Allen Edmond derbies, 85 plus shipping. Nike Air Zoom Vapor 10s, 80 plus shipping. Echo Receptor hiking boots, $74.99 plus shipping. Belleville military combat boots, $99.99 plus shipping. A pair of Allen Edmonds Oxfords and Florsham ankle boots. Those two sold together for $76.98 plus shipping.
Nice.
Vintage roller derby skates, $79.99 plus shipping. Vintage Nike ACG women's hiking shoes that these sold this week, $70 plus shipping.
Nice.
Nike Air Force Ones, 07, $45 plus shipping. I think that was an international order too. Yeah, because the shipping was $84.99. So on all these international, I'm usually making between $15 to $30 shipping because I use Pirate Ship, Simple Export, and then I'll buy the insurance just in case. And it's usually like $1.50, but it's so much cheaper than eBay. Pair of Meslin loafers for $65 plus.
Now, are you using Pirate for most things or just the international?
It's mostly international.
Okay, because I've looked some, and it seems like they're overall for US still pretty good. Like I did actually just put in a poly bag some cycling shoes. I did like a couple of pieces of tissue paper, bubble wrap, and then put some bubble wrap like at the bottom of the bag for the toes, and did it that way since cycling shoes are so hard. And some Chuck Taylors I did that way as well.
Yeah.
So I'm starting to, if they're like Chuck Taylors where there's no form, but
you can also use the padded flat rate envelope.
Yeah.
Especially if it's like a women's, I think size 9 and smaller. I can put those in there. And those will go for $8.20. That's pretty good.
Yeah. I'm trying to make more off shipping if I can.
Pair of Colehan motorcycle boots, $89.99 plus shipping. Alden Colwell and Son Oxford, $70 shipping. Steve Madden Troopa boots, international order to Australia, $80.99. A lot of that was shipping. Hitchcock Chukka boots, $60. On Cloud, $65. Allen Edmonds, $59.99. Nike Air Trainers, $60. Brooks, $59.99. Tory Burch pumps, $89.99. Triple order. But here's my first. See, they're all shoes, and here's a vintage Marie Francois Gerbeau jacket that sold for $68 plus shipping.
Yeah.
But most of these high sells are their shoes. So like, there's a jacket, and then you'll find jackets. So like, my model could be, if I wanted to do clothes based on this, would be shoes and maybe outerwear, just jackets. But then jackets, they're probably only going to sell from like September through February, maybe.
Yeah. That's why, like, I have. I'll start on the jackets here because I have good jackets, and I know that it's a limited.
You need to get them listed now. Like jackets are selling like
limited time frame, and that's fine. I mean, I got room in here, so whatever. If they don't all sell, then
just do it, man.
More empty bins now. Now I moved a few items. I just double checked like 10 more items, and about 7 of them I don't even have listed anymore because they were from Matt. And a few I moved into another bin. So I'm trying to just, double check and create space, where I can, or condense. I also condensed a bunch of items, like, into certain bins and fill those up. You know what I mean? Since I'm about to be listing, well, even more and more.
I like it, man. Get them Jaggers listed, man.
Yeah. Maybe tomorrow. I got to figure out. I probably need to Uber. I guess I'll look at my financial spreadsheet tonight and see. Yeah, I need to list a few still tonight. Oh, there's Tommy. I send every sneaker in polybag. Huh.
Yeah, it's cheaper usually. Well, it's usually cheaper. I will look though, but like if it's local, like especially if it's in Texas, in the priority mail shoebox, oftentimes it'll be $7 and change. So I'll just go ahead and do that. So I'm always looking at the time of shipment. I'm checking between US priority, UPS, FedEx, polybag, all those options. But yeah, polybags in general, if it's lightweight and if it's not a shoe that can get damaged.
Yeah, I'm trying to. If I use shoe boxes, I need a pickup truck to take. Yeah, I bet. How many? Yeah, on average, Tommy, how many pairs of shoes are you selling a day?
So you don't need to do that. You should be scheduling pickups. Like the postman picks up from my front porch every day, so he's got a big truck.
Maybe, who knows? There's only 5 people that live in Delaware, right, Tommy? And the president and his wife are gone right now, so there's only you and 2 other people. That's what Tommy always said on the shows he did with Tracy. He's like, there's like 3 residents and 2 of them are gone right now.
Yeah, that's a good problem though,
right?
I know one day I had to load up. I think it was a Monday because he hadn't picked up and it was like 4 p.m. and the post office closes at 4:30. I didn't want all those late shipments. And I loaded up in the car and then he pulls up. I'm like, man, but it filled up the whole back of the Prius with the seats down. It was a lot of packages.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, the priority shoebox weighs 5 ounces. So I have that in mind. So I have a scale, and so I put my shoes on it at the time of shipment, and then I know that it's 5 ounces. So if it goes over 2 pounds, I take that in consideration. Yeah, Thomas says his post office isn't reliable. Yeah. That sucks.
See, I don't trust. I hate to say, as nice as my neighborhood is, I'm still between some and since I only have a few things, I don't mind driving, like I said, either down the street where they can scan it, or there's one up by the El Phoenix that we eat at, and I figured out they have a machine. So like last night I got in there at 9:50, used the machine to scan it, got the receipt that said, shipped it yesterday. And that's like 6 minutes away. Sometimes I'll go out to the main post office and I'm like, hey, it writes off some miles. So
I haven't been there in a long time.
Because see, now that I don't source for you, my number of miles this year is way down because I was going to the bins and driving to Waxahachie, and then I'd like drive home and hit Home Depot for
garage sales too. Like
but when I sourced for you, I wrote off so many things, whatever. So now I'm like,
well, since you're listing now, which is great, there's no point. And it would be harder doing shoes. We could probably make it work, but like if you're listing and selling shoes, there's no sense.
No, because it's the same. Yeah, because at some point, I figure I'll be like you, and I probably I'll hit other places as well, like you do, like TG and. Have you gone to St. Vincent's in a long time?
Not in a while. I've been there before. Like they have there's a couple of days. Like clothing is discounted on one day, either Tuesday or Wednesday. Like that, they have a few discount days, and you can pull some stuff. Like they do have good stuff, but they also kind of price up though.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I get it since they get it for free, and it's a charity truly helping people. You know.
But with that being said, like even clothes, like you could if you're here's the thing: if you niche down and you really know your niche, you're gonna catch them slipping, even in a place where they price up. Like I was at a thrift store, and they had a pair of Harley Davidson women's motorcycle boots for $4.99. I'm like, who's the idiot? Like I got them listed, I think, for like $79 or $89 right now.
Yeah.
And like I catch them slipping all the time. And then they'll have some beater Nikes for like $14.99. Like whoever your pricer is kind of stupid.
Fun fact, a BMX3 can only hold 300 pairs of running shoes. I can't see out of any windows, though. Hopefully I don't get pulled over. If they search the vehicle, I'll never get it back in again. That's true. And they'd be like, sir, why do you have all these? Yeah, they'd be like, is this how you're transporting? You transporting that cocaine or that marijuana, sir?
Hey, I resent that, Clay. Not all police officers are rednecks. Idiots.
Not all. No, it's just fun to talk like
I'm just messing with you.
I know.
Yeah, that hey, man, I'd love to pick up 300.
Send me some crystal meth and a pair of them hokey shoes.
Man, 300 pair at one haul, that would be the dream.
All right. I know.
Little humble brag there, Tommy. Little humble brag.
I cry myself to sleep feeling so bad for Tommy every night. He has that problem.
Yeah. Yeah, we got a guy in the group that has that same problem. His name is Saeed. And he's got a local hookup. And he's up in the Northeast, too. It seems like up there in the Northeast, I hear there's a lot of big shoe sellers.
They're ripping the soul off, yeah. I'm trying to decide. This came from the crying unit, this Narataki. Nothing is really sold on eBay, so I'll try to sell it in that local.
I went through a phase of dishes. Oh my God.
I remember that. And you kind of got me into it where I would look, but I didn't really ever buy. But that's from the crying unit. But I'll try to sell that like in that Highland Park random garage group, you know?
Oh, it'll sell. Well, that market is much slower, like collectible dish market. But I had some great sales, especially with like dinner plates.
Yeah.
Not necessarily the China like what you had as much, but like, gosh, I don't remember some of the brands or makers necessarily off the top of my head anymore, but like the colorful sunflower plates by a good maker. Now, the shipping on those was not fun. Oh,
well, that's also why I just figured I'll try to sell them locally. And, you know, only got 50. Wow, 50 is like way down, isn't it, Tom? Way down. Okay, Kat, come here.
Well, I don't get that volume at one place, but like I guess you weren't here. I killed it today at some garage sales.
Okay.
Like I probably got 35 pairs. We're talking double H work boots, Nike Air Max 95s, like really good shoes. And I think for 35 pair, my cost was about $40.
Oh, so, yeah.
Garage sale. I think, Clay, like I'm going to add garage sales like as a supplement to what I normally do for shoes because the home runs that you can get there are really good. It's not as efficient because you're having to drive a lot. And I'm also thinking about mixing in like maybe on Saturday mornings, trips out to the flea market.
Yeah, you do. Let me know. I've only gone the one day when we were going to rent a space.
I've done clothes out there and I had good connections for clothes.
Oh, remember? I even had my guy from Fiverr do a logo for you. Remember? We came up with a banner even. And maybe
you listen to 200 pair a week, Tommy? Man.
Remember y'all had that.
I'm only doing 105 per week right now.
What? 8? Fine, a little more. Come here. Sorry.
Yeah, but there's just so many sourcing opportunities. It is getting late. It's 7:30. Shoot.
I know. I need to get it back to Angie's because for some reason, when the power went out here a couple weeks ago, she was in Hawaii, but the cat sitter said it went out and it like screwed up her alarm. It's not going off like, loud, but it's just an annoying beep. So
yeah, Tommy said, and I've done this with clothes, and it is on my agenda to do the Facebook and Nextdoor ad. But you just gotta be careful, like where you put them. Like I created one for clothes,
that's
and
right.
Like I had it like as an item for sale, and they took it down. But I do need to do something like that for shoes.
I mean, I just checked like that ad I just put today for driving people to the airport, and since I told you about it, I've gotten 3 more people commenting. So it's like, yeah.
Well, probably as I scale, because right now I'm having no problem getting there's so much inventory out there. I'm having no problem getting what I need, but as I scale, like those ideas will probably come more into play.
I do. I'm going to take a picture of that, Tommy. That's a good idea.
All right, man. Well, I'm going to let you get to it, and I'm going to call it a night. Thanks for dropping by, Tommy, and anyone else out there that came by. It's good catching up, talking a little shop. Maybe we'll do it again next week.
I'll be in South Carolina, but maybe still could on Thursday. Maybe I do it from a thrift shop in South Carolina on Thursday or Friday.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. Maybe so. Yeah. But we'll be back at some point. Maybe we'll try to get this a weekly deal.
Tommy, have y'all done a show at all recently? I don't feel like y'all done your late night, right? But that kind of just stopped after years, which is fine. I get it, but I like y'all's late night show. I'll look on your page and see if you've done one. Okay.
All right, man.
See you, man.
Later, guys.
Bye, Tom.
Peace.